Okay, FUT on defense, Fnatic on attack. And it's a pretty big game considering the standings as well. What does that sound like?
Now again, both teams are going to be running sort of an unconventional player on their Raze, not their primary duelist.
Yeah, put the sound up a little bit, should be better. Holy! The nice way to start it off. And Yetajay needs to... Oh, he ate the Omen flash as well. This is lovely.
Good paranoia usage as well from Boaster that's gained Fnatic the site. And now, a 5v3, that's the reward. As it looks like FUT are going to be very quickly trying to make their way back through. Damage done by
this is a convincing pistol. The 4-person classic comes out on top. The classics are kind of looking outrageously good.
Free gun. Free gun, by the way. Free gun.
Dude, this first kill was nuts. Late Omen flash was great as well.
I don't think that's ever going to change, but wow. This was just a classic
Beam
round
flash.
in more ways than one, but yeah, I think it's always going to be interesting
that's
in this
not good.
match. I think we've seen Fnatic, as it was sort of mentioned on the desk, they've played against teams that you
That's
would
not a
more
good
than
sign.
expect them to beat. They lost to Heretics at the beginning. I think
Probably replay on that one, team flash. Okay, so we've still got 5 bullets, we buy light armor, and let's see if the chamber can get anything. Other than that, it is just a full eco. Fnatic going for triple rifle and 1 stinger.
They've left Yetajay completely unchecked. I mean, that almost worked out in their favor. These are the
Oh my god, this could have gone much worse.
Shouldn't matter all too much, and for FUT it looks like it won't.
Thoughts on the classic? Dude, I'm fine with the classic being like it is. It's a little bit broken for a free gun, but at the same time, you nuff the classic so it can't get any kills, and we have some of the most boring Valorant you've ever seen. So we need to have something. It needs to be relatively decent.
Which means that for the next round, they already have the dimensional drift online, no matter what happens here.
Like, we're already at a spot where like it's pretty snowbally. You nuff this gun some more, and it could be relatively boring to watch.
All their ults are going to be building up as quickly as possible.
It's nice.
Okay, with this as well, they keep the stinger, they buy the extra rifle into it, and we are on a good potential snowball run. We've got the Yoru ult, which they might just be using. Do they have just a set strat with it? Just Yoru over towards heaven, then sight, and then they work out where to go, maybe?
Coming into this round, it looks like it's going to be a fairly pointed approach towards this A site, Tom. All 5 players from Fnatic are here. They're not holding for B aggression. It is going to be contact.
The straight up sight hit sees 2 people. We got a chamber trip here as well. And with this info, do they wanna... Okay, try to Omen flash to get out of it. Oh, this didn't work out well. That's the lovely Omen flash in return, like this, man. They've been looking at some Sentinels vids. This is lovely. Yeah, Tens is the only one that I see actually do this Omen flash from here, and then peek from sight. It's really nice. I will say, the chamber trip owned them. So the chamber trip goes here, it shoots a bullet, and it shoots the bullet at the guy double satcheling, so it ends up doing a slow over towards the corner, where the Yoru is trying to get out of. So the chamber trip was huge on this one. Yeah, this flash here is great. That's the 10 special, that is.
I bet he was feeling like it was his lucky day.
But that's the thing, another Andalusia flawless, making their money already today. It's very clean rounds coming out from both sides, but obviously for Fnatic that was more of a bonus. Still, they had rifles, still they would hope to have got something done, and they actually have some vulnerabilities here. Like, you're going to come in with
okay, in terms of this though, I mean, that was a very, very clean round from FUT. That was convincing.
You have to bear in mind, he's normally first in. If you're first in, Guardian's probably not the
gun also takes a bit of a hit because they brought up a little bit more into the 3rd round, which then meant that they had to, sorry, the 2nd round, which then meant that if they wanted to get the extra rifle, someone had to take a hit on this one. Alpha's similar situation as well.
They achieved in the previous round. Now, I think just to sort of set things up a little bit, this map has, for some teams, become
Flash goes towards middle, clears all the mid.
Leaning more towards that attack side at the moment, so
And I like how FUT are playing this. They know they're playing up against a double duelist, so to begin with, playing very soft over towards mid and real hard over towards shutting down the sites, which is the most common way that people play double duelist, just sending it into sight. So might pay off on this one. Let's see how the higher lower does.
When they move over to the next half, paranoia held by out of captain's going to slow them down, you would think.
And okay, maybe
beautiful
I mean, it
play
looked
to
like
Jay
Krax was
down
on
in
top of
front
it.
them as well. They didn't think he'd ever be going to
Yeah, I
commit
mean,
all
this
the
was
way
lovely.
now.
Boaster's
They got
been
the
doing
site
this a
control
little
at
bit, and
least,
you
but
can
that
kind
was
of tell when
almost
he's going to
a
do it
second
because of
punish
how
for
the
Boaster.
smoke lands over
FUT
towards Heaven.
Just
Just
a
leaks
one-man
out a little bit.
disadvantage when they
He uses
haven't got
their
control
wall
over
to
Heaven,
actually get up
and
there as
fighting
well.
for it
So
could come at a heavy cost.
it was nice
Something
with the
Mr.
one-way
Fallen
over
going up
towards
there, and
spawn.
He needs to go quick to reunite with these players that are set up to take the site.
Leo setting up a stun as well, trying to put some of his players into position.
In theory, they got good
Finds
positions,
Fnatic.
Fnatic.
Time starting to tick down again. It's just the trap just thrown at them. Yenajay wins one, but the trade again is immediate. Boaster.
Yeah, and the guy in Heaven should secure this. Boaster's done great in this round. Yeah, you would imagine that Chronicle wins this. But the smoke does block vision.
On his side as well, CNED just looking for that final fight, trying to bait him in, and it just isn't working out. I don't know if there's going to be any
Solidly played by Chronicle. Honestly, shout out to Boaster. This was a great round. I don't know if
This time with just one man standing.
Yeah, it was definitely a little bit
Krax
of a tighter
probably.
margin, and I think Chronicle did his
I would
heavy
love to see
lifting.
Krax's
The control
POV,
he
but again,
kept
we're not going
over
to play
A.
it
Heaven
deaf.
stopped
So.
Mr. Fallen from being able to get back into position to
Wait,
reunite with his team.
we did play
which
it.
You think about how valuable a Sky Flash coming out of
Hey,
Heaven could
chat,
have been
this
for this
replay guy's an
Stop these from
actual
being
god.
one-to-one trades would have narrowed the margin massively, and you wouldn't have had
It
Chronicle
was sick.
still left
Again, I
alive
mean, his
up in
pre-aim
Heaven.
was ready for it, so
Mr. Fallen drops,
they at
Heaven control stays,
least
and
have
that's
done some
ultimately
anti.
what Fnatic fall back on for the win
Wait, that
in
was
round
insane,
4.
bro.
Round 5, full buy for both squads.
How did
Foot
he
had that
know
Andalusia
to play
flawless,
that?
so
That was sick.
no struggle when it comes to credits, but this will be a much slower approach now. You can see Fnatic are spread across in a default, very much waiting for FUT to make the first move, at least in the initial stage.
Yeah, the main thing I'm looking at is there going to be any ults to impact this one? The main that looks possible is going to be Yenajay.
Okay. So I'm in shock really. That was sick. Okay. We
turn
got
the round,
four people that can't buy, and we got
what
4
Passman-
people that
that's been
can't
the
buy next
interesting
round.
thing
So
about this
massive swing
competition
rounds.
for FUT. It's one that
FUT managed
you
to
expect
just scrape
CNED
out
to
a
be
buy
pushing
after
and
losing
pulling
this
around
one.
the map all the time, like being aggressive. You also have basically
He's
a
listening, yeah, but dude, he's
just
ahead.
willing to hold
And
an
no one's
angle,
that fast.
Wait for someone to peek and just try and get them the advantage.
He would have to be a time traveler as well, which is honestly would shock me more than the replay.
A beautiful flash. I mean, it's pushed him off the angle to start with, and now no fallback for CNED. So quickly dealt with, but Durka is traded out. This time, Mr. Fallen is going to plant his boots firmly in the ground, and he's got backup cracks up top. Only 10 HP on Mr. Fallen. It should be an easy kill, but it's the trade they'd be looking for. Mr. Fallen still grabs his third.
Still doable.
No boasters down below. The spams are good.
Okay.
Too good, in fact.
Let's see.
Leaving
Won the
Chronicle
1v1
alone.
earlier.
Another clutch for him, but this time the odds are definitely stacked against him.
Ooh, I don't know about
Spike is
this
not
one.
planted, and well, if he wants to take this to A, he's got quite a run to go on.
Yeah, I think this is just a save. Like, you look at the finances that are currently in the hands of Fnatic, they don't have anything to play with. That was a 1v1 clutch in the end with the round going Fnatic's way. He's still going to try and walk back up. I don't know what the plan really was.
Yeah, I don't know
There's
about
only 10
that one.
seconds left
Okay.
on the clock. Getting towards the side would have had to be completely abandoned. Maybe just wanting to keep things a little bit more even. But this round again, like you're going to look at this in isolation. I don't think Fnatic's idea is bad. Like you have the contact of their utility. You flash off it, you leave a player blind, and then Mr. Falling just manages to.
So why is
He
the
needs 2 kills on 10 HP.
why is the
Like the
chamber
whole
trip
time.
getting
Yeah,
so much
He
value?
I
got
thought
the
it was the
first
second
kill,
fight.
and then after that, I think he was.
Why is the
Everything
chamber
after that,
trip
he is 10
getting
HP.
ultimate value
That is
right
a
now?
little bit ridiculous, yeah. For him to keep control over that site, I
And
thought he did a
it forced them down
fantastic
to
job,
eco,
but
and
On
FUT
the
have a
Desi, let's talk
chance
about players with brains
to
and
get
brawn.
like
How dare you
3,
not
maybe
mention Mr.
4
Fallen?
ults
Biggest
online.
brain and a hell of a lot of brawn to go with it.
Oh, absolutely. He's shown that.
Although
Also,
I will say Alfred Cena did good shouts as well.
if you're gonna pick someone, I guess it would be them. But
So yeah, pretty good at the moment. We got a ghost, we got a sheriff. We absolutely send it in from Durka, and Atra is on top of it. Again, it's an eco round. You're allowed to do stuff like this. Doesn't matter too much.
Free kill, and I think that's ultimately what most of this round should boil down to with those weaker weapons for Fnatic. They're hoping to catch some players off guard, force some rotations. I like the idea, make noise on A, and give Boaster the space to find a kill, but Mr. Fallen is ever vigilant. It's already been spotted.
The thing that's been a bit peculiar so far, and okay, so this round is more of an eco round, but a lot of what you're going to run with this double duelist is Alpha Durka combos.
Oh boy.
With sort of having one disrupting for the other. So it has been a bit odd that even with the dimensional drift round earlier on, Durka was way in, Alpha was nowhere near. So it's been a bit odd that they have been a little bit separate from each other when I think that 1-2 punch is going to be the sort of best option for this Fnatic side. Like those 2 players together.
30 seconds, still goes out over towards Heaven. We've got a flank behind. They 100% can't win this, it's just about damage.
Well, here goes Alpha, stunned up player, doesn't expect a second though.
Yeah, that's it. Ada Captain's got his rifle ready to go, and leaving it down to just Boaster.
Yeah, and it's a lovely run from FUT as well. We got a lot of money.
A competitive early
All the
game
money.
split.
They're close to some ults. They have some
And for
ults.
teams in general, you're looking to build up those rounds on the
Castlov's
attack side,
J and
so
CO
this
Jeans. How we
start-
doing? How we doing? Thank you so much for the 7 months.
With this exact
Thank you,
comp
thank
that they
you.
played against Team Liquid, who
Saying let's
I
go
would say are
Fnatic.
slightly
I'm a
worse
little bit
form
worried
than
for them at the
Fnatic.
moment.
It was a 10-2
It's still an okay
backside
start
bar.
right now, but double
So they
duelist.
have proven that
Once
they
you
can
look
really
to the
run
buy
those
rounds,
rounds
I'm a
of
little bit
attack,
worried.
which is interesting. It really shows
Okay,
how
another
the
big buy round.
Praxis
Let's see if we
actually
should
taking
still
that
be
space,
worried.
'cause
We got
CNED
dude, we're about to
can't
have
do
one
that
round that
anywhere
is
near as
manic.
well
It's
when
either this
running
one or
on
it's
the chamber,
potentially
but
the
it
round
works.
after.
Well, a quick play set up by Fnatic.
It'll be the round after
Flash
that. Who knows?
Dirk, I believe.
Double satchel.
Allowing
The
Alpha to
TP
get
missed.
aggressive early on. There was a stun too, and
The
ult
Omen
used, but
ult.
CNED is single-handedly keeping control of Heaven. He deals with them all, piece by piece. They come at him one at a time as well. It helps. He's able to divide his
Oh
time.
my goodness, what's going on here,
He's able
bro?
to divide his time.
I can tell you, they never would have checked for it.
No, they wouldn't. I don't think they would have been caught by it either, Tom, if I'm being brutally honest here.
Nilzinho, hello mate. How we doing?
The chances are low.
Hello, hello.
Never
Yampy
seen
as well. Hello mate.
Somewhat of an ambitious play.
Yeah, the thing is, again, like, I understand the idea. Like, get the TP. I felt like the TP needed to act more of a distraction, and I don't think CNED even... I don't know if it was just a little bit late or CNED just didn't even notice, so he just kills Alpha here. And again, a lot of the times you're going to expect Alpha
They
to
messed
win
up the
that duel,
TP,
but
right?
when you're facing off against FUT,
There's no way that's their strat.
well, you have one Turkish player, they have 5.
Yeah, and it's an early sign as well for Fnatic that these sort of plays, you don't know how to read into that. Does it mean you stop doing it altogether? Or was CNED maybe just not hit by the utility? Could the stun have worked 9 times out of 10? And that was just the one. You never know. But already, these aggressive takes, Durka going in, dying, Alpha going in, dying. These
20
have happened
seconds.
round after round.
3-person stack here.
Being able to synergize down to the last couple
And
seconds,
Joe
like
Mellons.
you say, Tom. And, well, FUT aren't panicked. They've got 3 players towards this site. Still on the back is Mr. Fallen, who's been spectacular. He might need to be again. And captain 3K in the previous round. 15
Yeah, flash for his
seconds left.
teammate
They've
of
got
towards
him
heaven.
up the pace. And oh, that's a
10
little
seconds.
bit of a win. Do they
Spike's
expect
gotta
this
go.
extra player? Yes, they do. The ult will give them the information.
Ooh,
But
they
if
go
this
around
spike
backside.
is
It's a
denied
lovely
planting
smoke from
any
Boasties.
further, the round will already be
Oh,
gone.
Boaster.
Mr. Fallen needs to
Boast
go.
is a god right now. The
Well-placed
smoke
shot
to
by-
cover the
Not
plant
a
and the
single one
important kill.
lands. In
Nicely
fact,
done.
It's all Fnatic shots that are landing, leaving Yedege
God, still not crazy convincing, is it?
in another
I think
fairly unwinnable clutch.
I
Boaster's
think
low.
Mr.
One
Fallon
away from a Viper's
did
pit.
the wrong
Time's
thing.
ticking.
Did he? I need to see where the flash went, but he should have been flashing for
To
heaven.
try and put it in here would be
It should have been like a high
almost
flash
just
over
giving
here
an
for his mate to
opportunity for them
swing.
kill him, and Chronicle's
Or a
reposition has been
high flash
sublime.
here
Like, so many
for his mate
angles
to
check,
swing.
and the second he takes that first shot, it's going to be an immediate
If he
trade.
flashes that and then we
And
actually
the
get like a
shaky round for
coordinated
Fnatic, it's one that they take over
swing,
the line, but that
then it's a
came
different
down
round.
to literal split seconds. I had to reposition where they wanted to plant just to make sure that they didn't get killed.
Lovely
off by
save by,
And yeah,
lovely
that's just the
save by.
difference.
I mean,
CNED's just
Chronicle
able to
was
sidestep
involved
the stun.
heavy, but
Wasn't
Boaster's
anything
really.
else, but even still,
Boaster really did
these
a
are
lot
the
here.
rounds we've talked about with Fnatic for a long, long time. They can pull a round out of very little in scenarios where they shouldn't.
In
They now
Samsara,
need
thank
to
you
do
so
a
much.
bit more
Thank you,
damage,
thank you.
though, because there is no
23 as well.
struggle for
23
FUT to get
months.
straight
Holy,
back into
thank you
this
for the
one.
whole year, man.
Another dimensional
Appreciate
drift
you.
for Durka, but you have to watch
Okay, and
out.
another ult
That
that's
tortoise
straight
is
off the
online.
bat. Is this an ult that
That's what they'll be
combos
trying
with
to
Leo's
spot
ult?
out.
Let's
Looks
find
like
out.
that info will fall cleanly into their laps. One player up in heaven. One on
Yeah, at
the
least
side.
gets him the stun.
And there's the third spotted as well.
Yeah,
Great
okay, so
information
just the
play off
stun
the
and then the
stars through.
ult.
So
So
here's
yeah,
the
they got a
TP
good
to the
amount of
flash.
ult
Here's the
combos at the
swing,
moment.
and the rolling
This one's
thunder, but
lovely.
CNED could still
UTJ
get
is
out of there.
absolutely
Only
wrecked
waited
on
so
site.
long, and the
Ult
volley
goes
was
back
massive.
in. That
Shot
is not the
gonna
one that they
land
wanted
for
to
Crack.
see.
Diving
CNED
out of heaven, but he's on site.
is
Stay
sending
with his
it.
teammates now. The swing is good as Leo falls. But Fnatic are elsewhere.
Okay, we got to
Spike
keep an
might
eye
not
on
be.
the.
That's real problem. It's
Got to
down
keep
on
an
the
eye on
floor, but
Chronicle.
the flank is through.
And
Durka
I
could
think
almost
Durka should be
salvage this up in
making
heaven. They think that's what they were waiting for. That's the flank that was coming
The
through.
problem is they
But there's
don't have
another
heaven
element to
control,
this.
so I think that
Chronicle
Omen
has a
might
1v2
check
in
behind.
front of him and an opportunity. The steps heard. The second
Oh.
player not caught. Cracks just about clinches the round.
And
for
nicely
FUT.
done from Cracks. Dude, Cracks
So
and CNED
unbelievably
both
close,
sent
some of
it
these
together.
rounds, like,
Shout out to the fast flood here. It was pretty good.
goes from these sort of
It was
slow
real scrappy,
build-ups into just
but it was good.
Immediate, just trades back and forth on either side. Like that round definitely could have gone either way. I
Dude,
think, like,
another,
I love the fact that they're using the dimensional drift to sort of
Another,
set up where they're going to use the rolling thunder and the stun for one player, rolling thunder
Another
for the
chamber
others.
trip
But it's
doing
mainly
doing
just this
damage again
quick
though.
reposition from Cracks. It
slows
doesn't
them
hit
down
anything
so they
with the
can't take too
showstopper,
much
but he
space.
reclaims so much space, gets so
Why is
much
a chamber trip
information, and then the rest of the team are just able
annihilating
to play
like
off of
3
him. He
rounds
comes
that
out
I've
with a
seen?
3K. And
It's
that's the
actually
thing with
cost
this
them
team.
3 rounds almost.
We've talked about CNED's raise. Has it lit the world on fire? No. But Cracks is solid on that agent.
Yeah, Cracks is solid on every agent. I still haven't seen him play an agent that I'm thinking he's trash on.
I like seeing him play Astra.
Mediocre. Maybe just don't do that, right? Probably like take the harbor away from him, stuff like that. But yeah, when it comes to to the realms of reality that we live in, he's been unbelievable at everything he's tried. One of my favorite players within VCT for Fnatic.
Kaido goes in, sees 2 over towards middle. But smoke over towards A. And we get early mid control. We got 2 hero guns. Alpha has his ult. Can be good on ecos for sure to snowball. Have a gun. That'll do it as well. Gun down over towards heaven. The now FUT are in a weird spot where they know they haven't full board and they got to hold onto the gun.
He was chatting with them on the way in, but you know, all that friendly banter goes out the window the second the server starts.
Yeah, and that's why the smoke goes over there for them to retrieve the gun and hold on to it. Even the Viper goes over here.
Disadvantages that are clear in fights like that.
Chronicle without the gun, wide swings.
Crack's still going to be holding this ground, and they're completely unaware of his position. Going to look to try and reposition back to the site, move in with the team. And again, Fnatic are leaving it super late in these rounds. 4 rotation, already in for FUT. They are waiting for them to try and make any sort of move.
This was awful,
all too easy in the end. Leo left with no time, no hope, and FUT are going to reclaim the lead once again.
I almost feel unfortunate for Fnatic.
What happened,
they really tried to make it work with the lower buy.
There's a gun down towards heaven. You know that they're at least going to 2-man group, do something around the gun. And then they just start individual dueling with the people that don't have the guns.
Out of captain just about. I don't know if we'll see it in the replay. We may do, as he dodged the flash perfectly, and then is able to just swing on players that are looking
okay, I mean, this deserves a timeout.
Fnatic call a timeout, and I think that's fair, Tom, because a lot of these rounds, even go back to one of the first ones, we saw Durka TP into the A side, Alpha blast.
Yeah, the Byrons are falling heavy.
Shrouded step past. But then Durka decides to fall back. Alpha gets caught in an individual fight, and then Boaster's on his own. I mean, no one's there to support.
It's the thing of
isolated. I think this is a good time to call.
Win a round, lose the next round. Can't string 2 in a row, so they're constantly on eco.
Because they've had a flawless victory with master strategist Kojo, who's going to be sat there alongside, as you can see, very vocal in these moments. He's actually communicating purely with his mind to while the others talk. Like, as you can see, look,
second name's Xavier.
He blinked twice there, and that means that in this round they're going to go B.
He blinked one more time afterwards, Tom.
That means they're going C.
Ah, so he's misread the map. That's unfortunate.
He's predicting the next one.
Ah,
he's so far ahead. Like, you're playing
the
chess,
Fnatic comp.
Kojo's playing chess.
Damn. Okay. Well,
yeah, I don't really like it.
Someone should have nabbed up Kojo a little earlier, but
I don't really. It really goes against everything that when I think about Fnatic as well, I think of a team that is obsessed with a Sky in terms of the Sky Dog or a Sova in terms of the Sova drone. They're obsessed with hard info. Every single map they would always have a hard info agent. Mostly Sova just because Leo's a god with it. It was so weird when I watched this team and they don't have it. Looks like they rely on a dog into something so often that when they don't have a dog into something, I swear it looks lost on attack.
I'm a big fan of it. I don't think we've seen it hit so far. We won't see it hit this time, but Yedege grabs himself the kill onto Alpha.
And Durka can win this. Durka can definitely win this.
Whoa.
Even still though,
wait, and he knows? Oh, damn, that's a sick round. I mean, he straight up sprayed the third guy through the smoke.
The dominant force when it comes to VCT MEA. And Yedege looks to try and close this one. He's up against Chronicle on the other side. Spike dropped to the deck and still waiting for that rotation.
And he's going to get it.
Chronicle looks like he might just try and hit a time.
Chronicle's just going to get fed up. He's just going to wait for the smoke. It's a heads up duel. Okay, honestly, with the pre-aim, you would imagine he loses it.
With the fading of that utility. But the fact is, it's going to be easier said than done. He does manage to deny the ace at least, and now tries to have a 1v3 of his own.
I like his idea as well, standing in front of the orb. But retrieving the spike is going to be a tough task. He has to clear all these angles, and it's not about them swinging him. It's about the time it runs down. He's actually quite quick on picking it up and moving towards the site. No denial attempted by FUT, who are just waiting for this.
1v1.
Cracks. Yeah, he has his nade, but he can't
1v3. He had an attempt earlier.
He just didn't want to give him individual fights.
One's looking better.
Chronicle still ready to duel, and now has the info on where both players are. Boombot on its way. He's going to let it go past, but has to shoot it eventually. And now they know. They've got that idea grouped up again. FUT take the fight together.
Solidly played from FUT at the moment. That was nice.
6 rounds guaranteed at the half. No longer possible for Fnatic to be leading. And remember, we're not expecting FUT to be weak when they swap sides. Not only because it's
this is a nice clip from him, though.
We've seen their attack before.
Yeah, that's it. It was against a different opponent. Obviously,
do the chamber trip again.
Into consideration. But again, this is what they have that third shot.
I'm telling you, that third kill is insane. And yeah, he's so aware that Boaster got out here as well. I guess it was a TP I wasn't fully watching.
About the Turkish VCL players. They have brought in
The chamber
so
trip,
much
dude.
talent this year.
No one
Yedojay,
shoots
now
this
Woot
chamber
coming
trip.
through, Riens. Like, it's just been fantastic.
The chamber
Elite
trip
as well.
is
Like,
annihilating
it's
them.
been-
No one can
that is
help
where you wanna
the
look if
team
you're trying to
because
pick
there's a
up
chamber
players
trip
right now.
every
There is
time.
no
These
better
double
place.
duelists just have to do it all.
And well,
And
6-4. On their
don't know
mattress,
what.
looking good. It was a decent
I mean, honestly,
start
there
for
should be
Fnatic
an
in the back
okay
and
amount of
forth,
util
but
to help
they
them,
have
but
now started to struggle a little bit. Now we have seen a few teams really try and throw in for the stinger. But
5
KC, I
stingers.
feel like were the team I thought of originally with all of these stingers, but
and
not great for Boaster. He's
at least
tried
Cooper, when he
a
went
fight
to
on his
America
own
and then came back
towards
to
me. I don't know if he just got killed
EMEA,
through smoke, but
think he did.
he was
I
kind of
feel like
laughing
he
at the
did.
fact that no one
Yeah,
in the
I'm pretty
EMEA
sure
knows
that
how to
was
use
a-
a stinger.
That was a spam that took him down.
Let's see if Fnatic prove that wrong or right.
I think, in fact, confirming it because there were 2 Omen smokes down. One was his. So maybe an idea to get the orb earlier just to bait some control on that side. Now, Alpha's got a tiny gap.
Skydog goes over
in this
to B.
ultimate, but again, finding kills in the back of it's going to be very, very tough. Has to rely on rotations or try to sneak his way through, which is exactly what he'll do. But they're ready for that also. The trap is still on top of Vent. So when he eventually crosses over all the way, that information will be given away. They've heard it already. The ping is down. They'll look to deal with it. And the question is, does Ada Captain, will we see him swinging out to take that fight up into heaven as soon as this nade is
Are they
fired
ever
away?
meant to get
If we
free
do, that's
smokes?
a very powerful crunch.
When I see a smoke come up, I'm just like, how is this team ever meant to get through this? And then they got to force for a smoke. There's always a chamber trip behind them, and they get wrecked. This team does not suit not having a Sky or a Skydog or anything like that. I swear, it looks so lost. Oh, okay, not too bad though. Oh,
CNED manages to get 2. He's going to go back in as well.
nicely done on this one from CNED. Got a little bit close though, but yeah.
Of course, that's how he ends the round.
There were a handful of players who I was very excited to see the Outlaw in the hands of, and it's no surprise to anyone, CNED is one of them. This weapon is powerful, but not quite as powerful as the man wielding it. 7 rounds.
Nicely done
now
on
on
this
the
one.
back of
2
that
bullets,
big
3
play
kills.
from CNED.
Light armor.
Fnatic, they're trailing by quite a bit.
What is that
Just-
though?
all right, yeah,
What
I
is
don't
that
know
for
about
Boaster, man?
This
It's
is
devastating
great,
way
though.
to
We
die.
see the TP work out, and it's been attempted a couple of times, and
Ooh.
blew his arm clean off. Unlucky for Chronicle. And that's just an easy follow-up after the player's already tagged.
Okay, last
yeah,
buy
the 4
rounds.
rounds right now
And we've
for
only
Fnatic.
had 2 buy rounds
Look at
so
what they've got
far.
to work with
Remember,
on this
4
final.
rounds,
The
1
ultimate
pistol,
surge
double
dimensional
duelist.
drift is
You would
there,
expect
but
them
this
to get
is
like
a
6.
showstopper for FUT.
So
This
it's
is
been
gonna
a
be
rough
tough round
half.
to lock in.
We did also say it should go
A lot of
1-1.
the time when we've seen the Dimensional Drift had success, it was based off combinations of other ults. So we saw it early, didn't do too much. Then we saw it later alongside a Rolling Thunder, and it was fantastic.
Krax has ult over
Problem is
towards
they don't have
heaven.
anything to
Durka has
combine
his
it with
ult.
at the moment,
Boaster has
unless you're gonna
his
try
ult.
again and go for some sort of TP play. And as you mentioned, on the other side,
These kind of combo
they
as
do have
well,
that
like you can
showstopper
go scout an
available. You
area,
can see
like you
how
could go over
aggressively
towards A,
Krax is
scout
currently
screens, tell him
holding.
that screens
I
is
think he's
clear.
more than ready to
Omen
try and
ult
go
into
for some
screens,
sort
and you
of
got 2
play
people's
if they do
screens,
go
and you
in
can
that
pinch the
direction.
site. You could do something.
Fnatic
Same with on site as well.
all the way down before,
See.
but the ultimate going
See how
through.
much info we get, do we Omen TP on top of it. Raze ult goes in to stop anyone following it, and they double up on site. It's kind of nice. This was great though. But you see, they only look decent on the rounds where they're using the Yoru ult as a drone. Right, you see how this whole team is literally about just like Skydog off info, off stun, off Omen flash. Like that's just how they used to work in the past. And the only rounds they look good is when they have a Yoru ult where they can do this stuff. They need a Skydog.
30 seconds left.
It was still great though. Like it was really good flash, really good stun off the info. But they only look comfy in these rounds because it's a Yoru ult that feels like a dog. They need info.
After that opening pick, the spike is now planted, and there's players all over the place. Clearing these angles with an op is an absolute nightmare.
Surely not.
But he found the first of this 1v3.
Oh my god, the reposition is nuts.
Go all the way around. I mean, the time.
Do they even have time for this?
Why would he be going heaven at
Yeah,
this
I mean,
point?
I'm not
Surely
even mad the
the
Chronicles
guy's
are not
lying to
expecting
defuse
this because it's the
spike
most
and said
mad
he's
play
gonna have a
ever.
player with back turned with no idea.
Yeah, Chronicles like, hold up. Where the hell is this guy going?
Spidey senses started tingling just in time.
Yeah, there was a moment where it looked like maybe we could have seen something coming out there, but it isn't going to be the case. It's going to be 7-5. Obviously, I still think they're going to be very happy with that half.
Oh, they should be super happy with this half. They did great. There's a world where this defense looks pretty good with this comp, but we'll see it.
Again, some of the ideas
I
that
think-
Fnatic have were cool. It really revolves
Let's see how
around
it
Leo
holds middle.
stuns being purely set up. I feel like FUT were quite aware of them though. Like I think once or twice they caught player in that round in particular. There was a stun that was used that caught one. The other player of Cracks wasn't, but then there was a pop flash that caught him instead. So I think they have a lot of cool ideas. I want to see how that's going to work out on the defense. Is it going to be a more aggressive defensive side? Because again, you're
I've seen it doing. I mean,
arrays, or are we going to see Fnatic lean more
somehow
into retails?
he's util assisting incredibly well with a chamber. I guess his trip is getting crazy value, and he's been saving him in a couple of rounds. He hasn't been taking over the game or anything. He's just his trip's been doing damage, and he's been winning some rounds.
Completely different feel to the game. Fnatic ran it down to the last 20 seconds in a lot of rounds before they moved to a site.
Okay, must-win pistol for Fnatic. Yeah.
This is a team that likes to be
Another round with 4 classics.
Say that in the pistol round, as we see Cracks making a little bit of noise, but
I mean, honestly, maybe this comp should work a lot better.
He's either going to be cutting off rotations, and maybe
The only problem is they can't get info into any of these areas.
But now he is in a lot of danger, but the potential could be massive. Players unaware of his position, easy kill, and now they're expecting the B play to come through. The rotates come over, leaving Durka all by himself on A.
Okay, but that's just a distraction, and we head over towards site. There is on his own, he's got a TP to get out of there if he wants to, so lovely flash. Oops. It still was a lovely flash, he just mistimed it.
He's going to be looking to try and mark the site.
Here. 30 seconds left.
Oh no, their arch nemesis and the one who's been owning them in terms of the chamber trip is out over towards side. Bro, do they know they can shoot this? What's going on here?
Try and pressure onto them, and the trades are immediate. It leaves it onto Chronicle again. We've seen him many times in these clutches, and it isn't going to be happening this time around. 8-5.
Calm, man. What's going on? Shoot the trip.
I swear FUT are one of the best teams at this. I saw a kill on my screen. I looked top right. There's 3 kills from them on the kill feed. It's so quick.
I know it's lower down, so it's harder to see. It's on the stairs, but there's been too many rounds in a row.
After a half where we sort of expected them to lead or build up a lot of rounds, this pistol could have been so valuable for them to buy their way back through. But now, 8-5 down, Eco being taken.
Hey, double pistol, you can't really win a map, especially when it's not your map when you lose double pistols. So, yeah, I mean, Fnatic would have to pull out an absolute masterclass.
Not just necessarily Mr. Farlin, but also guys behind the scenes. I think he runs a tight ship, and you can see it. Like, there is always frustration if a trade kill isn't there in time.
And it gets a little bit scary playing against a chamber because this trip here is just lovely, right? You can duel all of this, you can duel a little area over towards here in terms of heaven. Like, this TP is solid. And chamber over towards A can create a lot of pressure as a default.
They're the teams that will beat you with the pistols, whereas if you try and do it to them, it's a lot more
default's not great. You can do a trip behind here, and you can see if they retake B. Don't have too much range at mid.
Disadvantage. Not playing the classic. But yeah, these lower weapons.
Like this though, at least they've been a little bit proactive.
As we said, always the second player. Yeah, was out of captain to take that fight. Then Yedijay comes through after the stun hits his teammate, and now Cracks comes in to try and finish it. It was CNET up top instead that grabs the kill.
Oh yeah, it's 1-1 pistol. Oh my god, yeah, I forgot they won the first pistol. You're right, it's 1-1 pistols. Dude, I'm trying to shoot them some bail. There is no bail here. They won a pistol. Subconsciously trying to, what an absolute shot, by the way. Subconsciously trying to shoot them some bail.
An agent that doesn't have like a ludicrous amount of abilities. Like it sounds silly to all degree, but you put this guy on a jet, you put him on a chamber, and you let him shoot.
Now we get into it. 9-5. Let's see what they got for defense. Again, I think their defense could be not too bad.
He genuinely looked frustrated right there.
I think he's just
absolute shot in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good start to the round.
He did 99 things
Great
right,
start to the round, and they hear the jump peek and they try and punish it. And that prompts the smoke out. And with this, they decide to smoke so they can dog into vents to create pressure.
CNET was one of the main dangers of this round.
And I like this from Durka though. I would. And then he has TP here. Honestly, that's not too bad. Yeah, you can play like this more as a heavier off angle. That's pretty cool. Lovely from that as well. I don't know how close Cracks is to his ult, but.
He's gonna get a little revenge.
Can't let this man off the chain though. That's the flash is gone from Durka. Decoy goes out. It's
Okay,
on its
still
way,
enjoying
but
the
Durka
dueling over
shoots
towards
through the
middle though.
legs of his own
They don't have the
Decoy to take down
Vipers
Fnatic
to do the smoke at middle, so
Shotgun
they got to
EV
cover
fired
up
in
middle in
return.
terms of a
9 to
different
6.
way.
Fnatic
And
are back
I
in
mean, this looks
scoring
strong
form.
so far.
That's one round found, but we often expect that third round to swing to the other
They
team.
come down to a little bit of
Was a good
one
play,
duel
though.
there,
And
but
this
the
is what
flashes
I'm
were good.
excited to see. You know, Cracks wanted an orb, he got an orb. The play in middle, having a flash.
Okay, only one death here as well, so this isn't enough from FUT to make Fnatic have the eco if they win this. It's only one person that would probably take a hit. You'll probably see both like Judge or Bucky or something. So this is a massive round for Fnatic to try to get back in it because FUT can't. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a nice flash though. Oh, this is a nice strat. Flash into here, double satchel down one way so they can't swing on you, and then you have breach damage in case they go into this cubby.
Maybe just put the doubt in the minds of FUT. Get them to waste some utility, some time.
That's nice, and they bring out one of their better rounds onto this buy round. Again, is what you got to keep an eye on. It's just like the third, fourth round, like the best kind of new strats that people have to win them the big swing rounds.
Be able to just push up, has supportive utility to give them the space, but as you can see, after the last round, FUT have got to be wary of these positions. Fnatic are much more passive until
a little bit committed.
Swings.
Deviates from the strategy a little bit. You can understand it. It's Alpha. You look for the kill, but he hasn't found it. And
Keep
now
it.
FUT
Stop
have
trying to ban
access
people. What's going on?
To be at least in their testing heaven. Leo's waiting and not hitting his shot this time. Puts a lot of pressure on Boaster. He's been hitting the aim labs. Let's see the results. Paranoia's through.
Oh.
Caught him. Spray is good. Picks Cracks out of the air, but he won't make it away. And because
Yeah, I
of
mean,
that,
honestly,
numbers
he
still
didn't do
stick
too bad
towards
at all.
FUT. I think
He
Boaster
got
did a
more than he
fantastic job
should have.
holding down that push against the world, but it ain't over yet. A lot more to be done by Fnatic to see that 7th round on the board.
Big duel. I mean, Durka can still win this.
Spotting out of Durka as well. That's going to make things a lot tougher for them. Chronicle on the fight.
Good reaction from FUT here as well.
Durka has to try and do it all. The flash is good. It's disappearing.
Okay, nicely done. Yeah, FUT are just trading off each other well. This is, again, good reaction from what's going on here. I mean, it was similar to the round that we saw before. It's just the opposite happened, right? The round before this, Alpha won a 1v1, this time he loses 1v1.
It was relatively clean, so I think they'll still be alright for a buy of sorts.
Even looking at that, I think that last engagement shows you exactly what we're talking
Alpha
about.
here, yeah, I mean, he has a whole comp that's kind of meant to set him up,
Attic
right?
swung at the
You got
exact same
flash,
time. So you give
you
up
got flash,
CNET,
flash,
but you get a 2v1 from a
flash.
completely
So yeah,
separate
to
crossfire
peek off the
angle.
Nova flashes,
Aggression from Alpha's huge.
maybe twice in a row make
I don't think he's
too
gonna
much
continue,
sense.
though, surely.
I like this push
Nade's
though
gone
as well. They
through,
got some good stuff
peeks
on
to see if
defense.
anyone's
They
running
got some good
away,
aggro stuff on
and does the
defense.
same himself, gets out of there.
I still just don't think the
Response seems to be
overall
quite quickly to take
idea
this towards
fits
middle, grab
fits
some
how they
control.
like to play.
But they haven't found anything that's really worth writing
This
home
comp
about.
with another
Just their way
team
through to
will
Ven.
probably make way
But
more
with the spike
sense,
there,
but they look
I
a
think
little
it's fair
bit
to say they're gonna set their sights
doesn't
on
look
A.
comfy.
Info is going to be grabbed immediately from the cam.
Still,
One
I
of
like
the more
that. I
common
like this.
spots.
The two back-to-back
Say
aggro
that.
strats we've seen.
Viper Screen makes it a little bit more of a ruse, not much though. It's just being realized by Fnatic, but they're yet to pull a rotation. In fact, Durka
I mean, you gotta
is gonna
kill
be left
everyone.
all alone. They managed to get so close to the setup. He now has to try and go huge.
Okay, that's enough, and he has his ult for the retake, so that might be the one.
Especially with that dimensional
And
drift,
the
he's gonna be
big
so
util
important
right
for
now
the
is the
retake.
Omen flash.
Gonna use it already before Spike is
Yeah,
even
and
being
oh
planted,
dude,
just
this is
securing
perfect right now. It
control
just
for his
clears
teammates,
all of
finding
this.
the utility.
Realize that they're
Decoy
all over
even used to
towards
break
spawn.
that trap as well.
I mean,
I
all
love
over
this. Now
towards
Durka's
site.
on the backside. No flashes, no decoys, no game
Omen
crash. Has to
flash.
commit, has
Whoa.
to fight here. And now the captain
Dude,
takes him down.
Ass is a
spins
god.
dime to
Dodges the
eliminate
Omen
Booster.
flash from
And Leo's the
180s.
last man standing. Big clutch for this man,
Yeah, and they're trying to heavy rely on the combos too much. I mean, this flash looked like it was going to hit, to be honest.
A 5-round gap.
Can't
and two
really
left
blame
for the
Durka too
attacking
much for
side
that
to
one.
close
I
this
thought the
out.
flash hit
Ult's
him.
coming online, and they're looking next to unstoppable
He
on the way
walks
through.
into the trip
Beast.
and just pre-fires where he is. I love the way that CNET thinks.
Best part is I'm 99% certain the Trailblazer did not see him on the way through. It didn't look down, it didn't look right, it did
Just
not
see
see
that.
that man. And he sees a trap and goes, I bet he's in the corner.
Well, you also have to think as well,
Crazy.
if you're Chronicle there, if you have been spotted, you would probably
Stinger.
swing. Like, you're
Me
not
and
just gonna go,
Stingers.
I'll just wait for it. Like, that would be a very
We got
weird
another
thing to
fast
do.
strat.
Here we go, though.
Bro, we got the
Huge showstopper,
fast
but it's only gonna be the
strats.
one.
We really
There
do.
were more
3 in a
than
row.
Enough players waiting for that response. While the showstopper on the other side doesn't get too much. CNET quicker than the Stinger could ever convert. And what was an attempt at a risk hasn't really worked out for them here. Boaster
What?
tried to find
What
something.
is
I'm not
going
sure
on?
what. What's going on there? And while Cracks, he's genuinely just having a field day. I think we talk about this guy a lot as someone who's like so exciting to watch, but he might genuinely be one of, if not the best player in the league at the moment. He's so good.
The ideas from Fnatic were great. I liked it. But FUT's response, always clinical. 4 players spreading out into different corners of the room, no matter what happens. That showstopper's getting 1 max. You're probably not getting back out of there. And even here for Chronicle, all bases are covered. You can't come behind without breaking that trap, and now they're trained in and ready to take that final kill.
Clean round, really. All right, 6 chances. We've got to remember they want a pistol on this one as well, so it's not being great. What have they done? 2 buy rounds?
I wouldn't be surprised to see a pause, but this late on, who knows?
Yeah, out of the buy v buys, if we go full buy against full buy, they've won 2.
Yeah, last week.
Literally, yeah. Oh, Koi.
I'll be honest, if that happens with FUT, then we just have to say that Fnatic are back, but maybe in like the worst possible way. Like they're losing early, winning late. But
needs to be one of the best timeouts.
I'm just kidding.
Shut up. Someone in our production room has just had a panic attack.
Not again. Well, Fnatic have called the timeout. I think it was the right time because you're 12-6 down. But even in respect of the scoreline, that round was out of control from them. There were a couple of mistakes that shouldn't have come through, a couple of synergies that didn't quite hit. And I think this last chance to touch base ahead of a 6-round comeback, very valuable.
Split's always been a weird map for Fnatic a little bit though, just purely because, I mean, Leo's the best Sova there pretty much is. People could argue maybe like Com, but I still think it's Leo. And it's like this, in theory, isn't a good map for Sova, even though I think you could probably make it work, to be honest. Yeah, it's always been a weird map for them, just because it's like
after what's been a solid map from the side of
they love a Sova.
That they made moves for coming into this year.
And again, it's like in theory on paper the worst Sova map.
They've done their pickups. They've done the job perfectly, and for once, Mr. Farlin didn't have to carry.
Is Fnatic not as good as last year as everyone leveled up massively? It's a solid mix of both, man. They're definitely nowhere near their form of last year. If we think they're like, what, Tokyo's the peak? Because they looked a little bit off at Champs as well. If you think that that's their peak, they're not. They're pretty far away from that. But everyone else has really leveled up as well. They're just general players, just way better. People just understand the game a lot more.
Always able to get his ones or even more this time. There's the first. The Cabbage is on their way. He's just about evaded the sprays that were coming to him.
That's a great reposition from Boaster. Whoa, where are we?
Where's that player gone? He's found him eventually. Had a captain back
to the shadows. Let's see what kind of run they can do with this one, because this was a convincing round for sure.
And a hard clutch for FUT to close out this map. Mr. Fallen and Yedije, though, look, 2 players you don't want to underestimate in these positions.
No, I'd say, again, today, Yedije, again, one of the biggest prospects, but he's already here. That's the thing. It's like, normally you talk about rookies to the league being good soon. I feel like in EMEA,
both Turkish teams? No, this is a Turkish team in terms of FUT. And then Fnatic have I mean, arguably the best Turkish player.
It would have to be a bit of a misstep for them not to spot him. Well, I guess Boaster goes down, but it's an immediate trade. Stun there again from Leo. I feel like his utility has been on point in terms of catching players. It's just been whether or not the team.
That's why I said arguably. I know people would argue it.
I think his decision here is,
I'm waiting.
do I want to try and
also, you got to see more than one game from Woot. Even though he is an absolute beast, and he potentially could be. But I'm just saying that because there's a lot of lot of good Turkish players. That's why I'm saying arguably. But in terms of like proven, it is
relatively convincingly
as well. Alpha, really.
Boaster on that B hold is looking a little bit scary. For FUT, they get to reset, like we said. They've got plenty to work with, plenty of time to run down. They did use their Seekers, their Cabbages that round. But trading it out for Yedije's kills got him and death.
Okay, 6 chances into 5 chances, and we have not the best ults, but I guess we can have a fast rotate. We've got a Viper if they get over towards the site, and potentially an Omen ult to get them onto site. In terms of the money, they would have to, I mean, one person would take it here.
This is going to be a brainy round from FUT, a slower one.
Smoke over towards A, Skydog, so it looks like they're trying to set up CNED in terms of dueling over here. Omen ult goes to spawn, so so they don't hear it. So there's a lot of question marks created. So they now have to go clear all of these question marks. And he does it next to him so that no one can hear, and he's confirmed no one nearby to hear that he cancels it. So yeah, now they're going to clear all of these. You kind of see him just looking around. So like, are they anywhere?
Fnatic are running around. They're trying to clear all the... Where could Anna Captain have gone? The fact
I
is,
think they've worked out that it's a fake one. Does Phil like to do this a lot? So I think they can't, because they didn't check screens here as well. So I'm kind of on top of the fact that he likes to do this a lot, and they know it.
In a way that they can't really react.
Oh, they saw Roman in the middle. Okay, well then.
Player up close, spotting the ramp push. There's one spotting for anyone coming through vents. There's a gate crash to get Durka out.
Camera 180.
Go a little bit haywire.
This is all
relatively normal for Fnatic
honestly,
in terms of setting up the default.
Could have done not too bad in terms of the default at the moment. 40 seconds though.
They're not going to be able to blitz through.
This is their switch setup in terms of chamber default over towards B.
Instead, you imagine they just concede it and
30 seconds left.
30 seconds. Dude, Spike is crazy late for this one.
Yeah, this is so late in the round.
It is crazy late. What do we got? Leo has full util.
But this is such a gamble from FUT to go in with just
15
Spike
seconds gets here at 10 seconds basically.
I don't think they have enough time.
Yeah, and they got a double trip, but they just killed the most important person. Gotta go back and get the spike, CNED, and you've got no chance to plant this. Oh, it's close. Oh, it's so close.
I think he has.
Damn.
Oh my goodness.
That's outrageously close. What are these rounds at the moment? Thank God he shot that. I would have lost my mind.
And as they peek out, it's left all onto Durka. A 1 versus 2. A round that could have been won on time alone, and FUT have played it to the very last margin. Only he stands in their way from taking this map home, and he has to go pushing into it. First kill is his.
He has no idea he spawned. Wait, the spike's outside of it though.
Look at where Yedoje is playing from. He still has a snake bite that he can use.
Think about it, Durka, it's still up.
If they go anywhere near that spike, that bait is there. He spotted him up close, but just opts to try and fall back. His position has been revealed, and of course, for Durka,
he played it so well in terms of the time. My God, how did they get the spike down in time here? Shout out to CNED for winning the duel, insta-picking up the spike and sending it. And Chronicle getting killed over towards back of site really messed up this round.
There's always a second guy with FUT, and this time